Game Pass is legitimately one of the best deals in gaming. $3 a month, hundreds of games, absolute no-brainer. But here's the problem. It's so massive that the incredible games get buried under the noise. You've got thousands of titles, so people stick to the obvious picks: Starfield, Forza, Halo. Meanwhile, absolute masterpieces are sitting in the Game Pass library collecting digital dust. Games with insane stories, jaw-dropping visuals, and gameplay that rivals anything you'd pay full price for. I'm talking about hidden gems that flew completely under the radar. Games so good they deserved way more attention, way more hype, and way more players. These are the games that prove Game Pass isn't just quantity, it's packed with quality. We're diving into 20 underrated Game Pass games that you probably have access to right now and haven't even touched. Trust me, your backlog's about to get a lot longer. Let's find some diamonds.
While the humor doesn't land as hard as the first game, this sequel is still perfect for a weekend binge. The new skateboarding gameplay mechanics can be hit or miss, but an arsenal of talkative weapons, weird humor, and colorful art direction make it fun. You're fighting aliens with talking weapons that have personality. Skateboarding adds movement variety. The art is vibrant. The humor is quirky. The characters are memorable. This game doesn't take itself seriously. Pure entertainment. Game Pass subscribers finally getting access to bizarre adventure.
Football fans don't have many choices thanks to EA dominating, but in 2025, Sifu developer Slowclap hit the field with a game that felt like the polar opposite of EA's franchise, a refreshing skill-based approach to football that's fun to learn and satisfying to master. A tactical football game emphasizing skill and strategy. The mechanics feel authentic, the gameplay is engaging, multiplayer is competitive, the innovation is refreshing. This sports gem deserves attention. Game Pass subscribers getting access to something genuinely different. Play this.
A Tim Burton art adventure game with a pretty unique combat style that's a combination of dice rolling, card play, with cards giving you abilities. It's such an underrated gem that deserves way more love. A young girl and her friend robot navigate a strange kingdom. The art is gorgeous, evoking Burton perfectly. Combat is unique with dice-based mechanics. The story is charming. The characters are memorable. The atmosphere is whimsical yet mysterious. This game is criminally underrated. Game Pass subscribers should hunt it down immediately.
Feels like Square Enix's most ambitious tactical experiment finally getting respect. It's massive and surprisingly elegant once you get into its rhythm, commanding entire unions of soldiers and turning every battle into a wild dance of strategy and luck. The remaster updated visuals while keeping charm. The battle system is unique. Unions create tactical depth. Character stories are engaging. The world is expansive. This JRPG was overlooked, but it's phenomenal for strategy fans. Finally accessible via Game Pass.
The ultimate dark fantasy loot grind with dungeons, character builds, and epic boss fights. Online multiplayer keeps every match intense, and the game has way more to offer than just the grind loop. You're exploring Sanctuary with a customizable character, fighting demons. Character progression is deep, with endless build possibilities. Loot is addictive. Boss fights are memorable. The art direction is dark and beautiful. Dungeons are intricate. The story unfolds through exploration. Multiplayer creates chaos. This action RPG consumed thousands of hours. Finally on Game Pass.
A visually stunning turn-based action with tactical combat and gorgeous visuals, making each encounter feel meaningful and rewarding. One of 2025's standout titles with creative gameplay mechanics. You're joining an expedition to stop an apocalyptic threat. The turn-based combat is tactical. Character abilities are unique. The story is engaging. The visuals are breathtaking. The art direction is phenomenal. The world building is deep. This game somehow stayed under the radar. Game Pass subscribers finally getting access.
This tactical masterpiece deserves attention.
Debuted in February 2025 as one of the best releases of the previous year, but is niche enough to put off interested parties. Game Pass has eliminated that fear, allowing everyone to experience Henry's second chapter. Kingdom Come: Deliverance II is more polished and accessible than the first entry, set in 1403 Bohemia during historical civil war. Authenticity is incredible. No magic, pure medieval reality. Combat feels like actual sword fighting. Saving is limited, so mistakes matter. The world respects your intelligence. This immersive RPG is phenomenal. Game Pass made it finally accessible. A pretty simple, relaxing, side-scrolling Japanese action RPG where you basically do quests to build up a town. It's straightforward and not that long, about 10-12 hours to finish, yet it's such an underrated gem that barely anyone talks about. You're exploring a beautiful world, helping NPCs rebuild their community. The characters are likable, side quests are engaging. The art style is charming, building the town creates emotional investment. This game is a prequel to Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, perfect for Game Pass. Relaxing yet engaging adventure. A recent arrival on Xbox Game Pass, considered one of 2024's best games, though it flew under the radar for many since it didn't have a huge marketing budget. This indie game received several award nominations and had the potential to be a Game of the Year contender had it reached more players. A cyberpunk adventure exploring themes of resistance and identity. The world building is phenomenal. Character interactions are meaningful. The story is engaging. The soundtrack is incredible. The visuals are distinctive. This game deserves recognition. Game Pass finally brought it to attention. Play this gem. One of the most heartwarming titles in the catalog. This multiple award-winning indie game tells a beautiful coming-of-age story without featuring any visible characters or dialogue. You're following a character unpacking her possessions into each new residence across various life stages. The pixel art is charming. The music is soothing. Gameplay is about organizing objects. Finding where each item belongs creates a puzzle element. The narrative unfolds through objects you unpack. A teddy bear from childhood, a wedding photo. Everything tells a story. This game respects your time while delivering emotional depth. Pure beauty. As big of a AAA production as it is, it feels like one of the most underrated titles in the Xbox Game Pass catalog, not getting much attention. It's quite unfair given how well received the game was, making it one of the best takes on indie outside the big screens. You're playing as Indiana Jones, exploring ancient ruins, solving mysteries, finding treasures, engaging with exotic locations. The first-person perspective puts you directly into Indy's adventure. The atmosphere captures adventure perfectly. The puzzles are clever. The story respects the Indiana Jones legacy. This game deserved mainstream hype. Game Pass makes it finally accessible. Seriously underrated adventure. South of Midnight is one of 2025's best games that slipped under the radar. A gem with strong artistic vision, delivering across story, sound design, and entire artistic direction. You're Hazel Flood, navigating a southern gothic fantasy world after a hurricane. The stop-motion animation is unique and gorgeous. The soundtrack is incredible with lyrical southern music. The voice acting is phenomenal. The story explores trauma and hope. The platforming and combat are engaging. The atmosphere captures Southern mystery perfectly. This Xbox exclusive deserved mainstream attention, but got lost. Game Pass made it finally accessible to everyone. If you missed it, it's waiting. Arcane Studios blended aspects of Dishonored, BioShock, and Soma masterfully. You're aboard a sprawling space station called Talos 1, infected by alien mimics. The environment is interconnected, rewarding exploration. You can proceed stealthily, upgrade weapons, and go guns blazing, acquire supernatural powers from neuromods, or use the glue cannon to tackle the Typhon menace. The freedom and approach is phenomenal. Story unfolds through exploration. The atmosphere is tense. The twist is mind-bending. This immersive sim was overshadowed by larger releases, but it's phenomenal. This game is a masterclass in letting players solve problems however they want. Game Pass made it finally accessible. Hi-Fi Rush combines elements from action games like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry with rhythm games, producing a stunningly deep battle system that makes it a joy to pull off high-level combos. You're Chai, a wannabe rock star who gets a music player accidentally embedded in his chest during experimental cybernetic surgery. You're labeled a defect and hunted by the corporation, but you band together with new friends to defeat the company's executives. Hi-Fi Rush finds a magical sweet spot between rhythm games, stylish action, and character-driven platformers we don't see very often anymore, and by every measure, it comes out on top. Every action you perform syncs to the beat. Attacks, dashes, parries, double jumps. Fighting in time to rhythm, landing heavy hits, feels as good as it looks. This gem was announced and released same day. Everyone slept on it. Blueprints has a Metacritic score of 92 with reviews from just over 20 outlets, putting it at the top of the aggregating site's ranked list for 2025. This game is a masterfully intricate roguelike puzzle game that reveals increasingly elaborate details and interlocking systems as you peel back its layers. You're Simon, exploring Mount Holly, a mansion where you need to find its secret 46th room. Every time you open a door, you choose between 3 possible rooms that could appear behind it, and each decision shapes your path. Every day the manor resets, and rooms you saw yesterday may not be there today. It has an absolutely gigantic amount of puzzles and long-term mysteries to investigate. You'll always have something else to do. Blueprints' ever-shifting halls and rich web of mysteries easily secure its place as an all-time puzzle great. It's free on Game Pass. Play it now.